Each time a man stands up for an ideal, or acts to improve the lot of others, or strikes out against injustice, he sends forth a tiny ripple of hope, and crossing each other from a million different centers of energy and daring, those ripples build a current which can sweep down the mightiest walls of oppression and resistance.
One of Annette Gilliam's most stressful moments as a mentor is straight out of the hit comedy Parenthood. Picture a family gathered at the hospital awaiting the arrival of a new baby. The mother-to-be is a child herself, Annette and her husband Erick's foster daughter. She's been in labor for 24 hours. Annette and Erick are trying to soothe her in the delivery room. The big moment arrives. Overwhelmed, Annette nearly faints. She recovers in time to greet her new foster grandbaby, and their lives are forever changed. Even their names are different. Annette becomes Nanny Net, and Erick is Uncle Grandpa. The Gilliams are always expanding their family, one way or another. The 14 kids they've fostered over a decade are all treated as their own. They boast of foster grandchildren and foster sons-in-law. The cries for help still come, long after their kids have aged out of the system. At any time of day, on any day of the week, Annette and Erick can expect a phone call or a knock at the door from one of them, asking for advice, a hug, a listening ear. The expressions of love and thanks come, too. One foster daughter remembered to send Annette flowers on Mother's Day while serving in Iraq. I like to joke that we could do a sitcom every week, Annette says. The set of the sitcom would be the very busy but very organized Maryville, Indiana home they currently share with 5 teenagers and their 9-year-old adopted son. Structure, with rewards and consequences, helps shape their behavior. Chores and allowances teach them the value of work. And weekly meetings give them the opportunity to express their views and any concerns within the family. If you want to know what's going on at any given time, the best place to look is Annette's Franklin Planner or Erick's iPad. The Gilliam's nominator, program manager Julie Villarreal, highlighted Annette's promptness in all things: medication logs, weekly reports, training and licensing paperwork, medical and dental appointments, on time, always. Annette attributes their enviable organizational skills to their military background. Erick served in the Army, and Annette grew up in Israel with her stepfather, who was posted there. It doesn't hurt that they're both accomplished professionals. Erick's been a state trooper for 24 years. Annette is a social worker, providing counseling at a local school and individual and family therapy at a crisis center. They use their knowledge and experience to create a positive impact on the children in their home, says Julie. Their dedication to these children is refreshing and motivating. It's this dedication that saved one young man from a placement with the Department of Corrections. Erick had heard about his case. With a history of felonies and misdemeanors, the young man had been written off as a lost cause. Erick saw something else. He petitioned the court to have him sent to their home. Erick felt that he and Annette could have a positive impact. And thanks to Erick's persistence, his position in the community, and their history of successful placements, the judge agreed. Since his placement, the young man has had no incidences of criminal behavior. In fact, when given the opportunity to leave the Gilliams, he declined. "I need the structure," he explained. "I need to know there are consequences." Their advocacy on behalf of their kids and their willingness to accept some of the most difficult placements were 2 reasons they were named 2011 Foster Parents of the Year by Indiana Mentor. Annette gives Erick an enormous amount of credit for their success as a team. "Just give me a chance with him," was Erick's rationale for rescuing his foster son from corrections. "He also wanted a boy," laughs Annette. It's that ability to laugh that keeps Annette going on even the toughest days. After all, her family sitcom would feature episodes of kids stealing her credit card and buying cell phones on eBay, and one boy locking himself in her trunk until Erick showed up in the squad car, sirens blaring. Right? And a dog that came to visit and never left because her foster daughter became so attached. We love helping children. That's Annette's simple explanation for why she and Erick do what they do. So back to that comedy, Parenthood. In the movie's pivotal scene, the main character, played by Steve Martin, complains to his elderly grandmother about his chaotic life. Grandma chooses to speak in metaphors. She talks about going on a roller coaster with her husband at age 19. You know, it was just so interesting to me that a ride could make me so frightened, so scared, so sick, so excited, and so thrilled altogether, Grandma said. Some didn't like it. They went on the merry-go-round, she went on. That just goes around. Nothing. I like the roller coaster. You get more out of it. Annette and Erick, for choosing the roller coaster instead of the merry-go-round. For loving children enough to offer them stability, structure, and joy. And for doing it all with a sense of humor and uncommon grace, I am pleased to present you with the Ripple of Hope Award.